Hello dear children, today we have to learn how to write an email. Class 10 children already knew this because they have learnt in class 9th. It is revision for them, but it's new for class 9th. That is students who have come to class 9th this year. They have to learn how to write an email. Okay, so we shall start. Email, also known as electronic mail, is a method of exchanging digital messages across internet or other computer networks. It is the quickest way to communicate in writing. Now, as we all are well aware with the technology, that if we want to send an email, if we want to send any of the message through an email, so it goes within a second. So this has become a part of ICSE, and it's very important. And email, as the word itself suggests, electronic mail. E stands for electronic and mail. Okay, so here email can be grouped into three categories. Now, as we learn letter writing, so letter writing is of two types: formal letter and informal letter. Now, in the same way, email also is categorized in three ways. And what are they? That first is formal emails, and then semi-formal emails and informal emails. Formal emails are sent to the people whom the writer doesn't know, and semi-formal or less formal emails are usually sent to the people whom the writer knows or to colleagues, and informal emails are sent to friends, relatives and close acquaintances. Okay, now first one which is there, that formal emails are sent or are written to the people whom we do not know at all. Okay, and then semi-formal, that semi-formal or less formal emails are usually sent to the people whom the writer knows or to their own colleagues. Then informal emails are sent to our friends or relatives or close acquaintances, that is those people who are very close to us. We are well familiar with them, that is informal emails. Then email messages Email messages consist of two major sections. First is header, consisting of sender, receiver, subject, date and time. Okay, once again I read out that header consisting of sender, receiver, subject, date and time. And then second part, body, which contains the message. It can be formal or informal depending on the purpose. So the body of an email follows the same rules as that of a letter, in both cases formal and informal. That is, in both the cases formal and informal, the body of the email is written in the same way as we write body of letter writing. Okay, now the following are the some guidelines on how to start and end emails with different levels of formality. Now first is formal email. Now you can see that in this formal email, in this block, first point number 1, formal emails are similar to letters, as dear sir or madam. That is, salutation is given, that what we have to write in salutation. So in salutation we have to write dear sir or madam. Now keep that in mind, that you have to write full spelling of madam, madam. You can't write it in short, that dear ma'am, that will be wrong. Okay, and then dear sir oblique madam, or dear Mr. Dikshit, that is any surname you can write of the person to whom you are sending an email, and then dear Dr. Dikshit or dear Miss Rao. So in this way you have to write the salutation in your formal email. And then leave taking, that is on the other side it is given, leave taking, that how, what you have to do, write in the subscription, that how you have to end your emails. So there it is written that yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Okay, yours faithfully or yours sincerely, that only these two subscriptions are valid in your ICSE. So you have to be very strict in writing. You have to be very careful in writing the leave taking, that is the subscription part. Okay, now after this we have now see, a note is given contractions. When writing formal emails, do not use contractions. That is, contractions you have to not use, such as am or didn't or you will, etc. You have to write in full. Okay, that is the complete spelling you have to write. So as it is given in formal, you have to write that I am writing to ask you for some information. Okay, you can't write in short. And then in informal, that is, if you are writing an email to the person to whom you know very well, to your relatives and friends, so there you can use these contractions. So like, I'm writing to ask you for some information. So that is wrong in case of formal, but it is correct in the case of informal. So these are the small points that you should keep in mind always while writing an email. Okay, now point number second is given, that semi-formal email. Now semi-formal email, as we have discussed just now, that these are written to the people to whom we know little bit, or to our colleagues. Okay, and then, or if writer knows to that person, to the receiver of the email, so we write such kind of emails, semi formal emails. Now use of semi formal emails with people you do not know very well. Okay, and sometimes it is difficult to know if the email needs to be formal or semi formal. That sometimes we fail to understand that actually we have to write formal email or in a semi formal email. Okay, and then it is good idea to apply to copy the email style of the person who writes to you. That is, if the person has written to us email, if he has sent us email earlier, so it is better to send them the same type of email, whether he has sent you formal or semi formal. Okay, now coming on to the next page, just a minute. Now here you can see, there it is given that how you have to write salutation and leave taking. So salutation in your semi-formal, you can write dear John, that is, you know that person, isn't it? So you can write the name, first name only, dear John. And leave taking, that is your subscription part, what it will take, thanks or best regards or yours. Okay, so in this way you can write salutation in your semi-formal emails. Then third type of email we have to learn is informal emails. Informal emails, that is, it is written to the people to whom we do not to whom we know, that is to our friends or relatives or very close acquaintances. Then these emails are sent to friends and relatives, and in this salutation part you can write like hello and the name of that person because you are well familiar with him, or hi. So in this you can use. And in leave taking you have to write best wishes or all the best, such kind of phrases you have to use. Then formal and informal vocabulary. Now next is given that formal and informal vocabulary, that is, in formal emails what you can write, that what you can include, which type of sentences, how you can begin the sentence while constructing your this body part of the email. Okay, in formal, first one, let me tell you, in this formal. Okay, so what is given, that is thank you, or I would like to apologize for, or I would appreciate it if you, or would you happen to know, unfortunately I will not be able to, I would rather not. Now you can see that these all words which are there, that is, in this way if we construct any of the sentence, so that becomes formal. Okay, so these kinds of, in this way only we should start our email. We should use such kind of opening of the sentences in our formal emails. Then informal emails is given on the other side. Informal emails, this one. So here, thanks, sorry for, can you, do you know, I can't, I don't want to. So here we, as we had uh, learned just now, we have learned that in contraction, that is in informal we can use the contraction also, like here it is given can't or don't, so that we can use in informal emails. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. Then after this, what is given now, format of an email with marking scheme. Now very important part is there, that is what is the format of writing an email in ICSC. So there, as we had learned, as we have learned just now, that at first what you have to write is to. Okay, now to will take a complete email ID. Okay, a complete email address you have to write in email address, that is to, that is to the receiver's email address you have to write and that should be complete, and there it has to be written in the small letters. Okay, in the small letters always we write email address, never to use capital letter, and complete email address. Okay, and we get an idea of writing an email address according to the question, that is to whom we are sending the email. So that type of email address we can frame ourselves. Then second point is, now for this, for first point, that is writing an email address carries half marks. Okay, and then subject is there. Now subject must be appropriate to the given topic, that whatever topic is given to you to write an email, so that will remain as subject. Suppose you have to write an email to any of the person to whom you want to invite in your school for fancy dress competition to be judged. Okay, so their subject you can write as fancy dress competition. Okay, if there is any school cricket match, in your inter-school cricket match in your school, and you have to call a sports teacher from the other school to be an umpire. Okay, so you can give subject as that inter-school cricket competition. Okay, subject means that is with the subject, by reading this the receiver gets an idea that what is written in the body part. Okay, of the in which concern this email has been sent to him. So this the reader or the receiver understands very easily. And then for this also you get half marks in council. And then third point, that is third part of the format, is salutation. Salutation means that is dear sir or madam, or dear sir or dear madam. So you have to keep in mind while writing this, in case of formal email, that always you have to write full spelling of madam. Okay, suppose you sometimes you send formal email to the principal and the principal is lady, then you should write dear madam, don't write dear ma'am, ma apostrophe am, that will be wrong. Okay, now after this, for then this also carries half marks. Then after this, opening sentence. Now opening sentence, that is how do you start writing your body part of the email. So that is also very important, and for the opening sentence you get half marks. Then after this, body, that is how, that is whether you have included all the important points related to the subject or not. So that makes the body part of the email, and it for this you will get 2 marks. Then after this, closing sentence. Now closing sentence, that means subscription, that yours faithfully or yours sincerely. In case of formal you have to write, and if it is informal then you can write that thanks, best regard, and yours, and the full name, first name only. Okay, then after this, they, okay, closing sentence is given, sorry, in closing sentence. Okay, when we will write an email, then I will tell you that what is closing sentence. Whatever I told just now, so that was subscription. Okay, yours faithfully and yours sincerely. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. It also carries half marks. And what actually is closing sentence? Closing sentence means that is we would wait for your positive response. So that is an ideal closing sentence, that with which we can end any of the emails that we are writing. Okay, so what is the closing sentence? Closing sentence means that is there you can write that we hope that you will, or we will wait for your positive response. Or another thing we can say is, that is, we look forward to your school participation in the competition. That is, we are hoping that whatever we are writing, or whatever we are saying to you, for writing this letter to you, so you will surely accept that. So that we have to mention. Always we have to end our email with such kind of sentence. Okay, and then thereafter what will come? Subscription will come. Fine. Now after this, in the next class we shall learn how to write an email. Okay, that is, this format today we have learned. And now tomorrow what we will do is, that is, I will give you, we will write an email live. Okay, so that you will understand that how to write an email. Okay, thank you till then. Bye bye.